Play golf and support Defender Athletics by joining the Defender. As we get set for the first of two NAIA National Championship first round contests. Our first matchup tonight features the Langston Lions against the Spring Arbor Cougars. Spring Arbor comes into tonight's contest 23-7. They hail out of the Crossroads League, while the Langston Lions are 24-7, and they come to us out of the Sooner Athletic Conference. The Langston Lions 24-7, Spring Arbor 23-7. It appears to be a pretty even matchup when you start taking a look at the numbers. We'll take a look at how these teams qualified for the NAIA National Championship field, and we'll have a look at the numbers for tonight's contest, and then we'll get to the starting lineups, and we will get to Spring Arbor versus Langston, set to tip off at 5 o'clock this evening. You're watching the NAIA National Championship first round on the Dordt Media Network. Back with more right after this 2-minute timeout.
You don't just want to pick a college because you think it's just going to be comfortable. But you also have to be in a place that there are people that are going to surround you and love you and be on the same page. If you can find that place that stands out and they stand for something and they stand behind that something, you know, that's what we fell in love with Dordt University, and we're just so thankful that our kids have seen that.
Find a place that honors God and inspires your kid. And I think Dordt does both of those things.
This live stream broadcast brought to you by Napa Auto Parts in Sioux Center, your source for quality automotive parts for your car or truck. Let them use their knowledge to help you find the right vehicle battery, brakes, filters, headlights, wipers, and other parts needed to get your job done. Napa Auto Parts in Sioux Center.
Today's Dordt Media Network livestream broadcast is produced by the students of Dordt University. Thanks for watching.
Special thanks to all our Dordt Media Network sponsors: Volink Enterprises Incorporated, building homes for families and businesses in Northwest Iowa since 1962. Let's work together to bring your vision into reality. Volink Enterprises Incorporated. Today's broadcast is brought to you by the Van Engelenhoven Agency, your trusted independent insurance agency throughout Northwest Iowa. Contact the Van Engelenhoven Agency's Sioux Center advisors Mark Holsoff or Lisa Dykstra.
Welcome back to the DeWitt Gym. Let's take a closer look at these two teams and how they arrived at this point in the NAIA National Championship field. For the Langston Lions, they came in with an at-large berth out of the Sooner Athletic Conference. And taking a look at the thumbnail sketch, if you will, on this Langston Lion team, they are coached by Kevin Herod. And Kevin Herod has led this team to a 24-7 mark. They are actually the number 2 seed in this 4-team field. So they will be the home team on the scoreboard here this evening. The Langston Lions, this is their 15th berth in the field. Their last berth was in 2021, and they come in with a 17-5 conference mark and 24-7 overall. Langston was 14-3 on January 18. 3 of Langston's losses were to its conference champion, John Brown, including a conference championship game loss to John Brown, 53-42. For Spring Arbor, they come in out of the Crossroads League, and they were 13-5 of the conference, 23-7 overall. They finished 3rd. They got beat by Indiana Wesleyan in the semifinal round of their championship series, so they qualify as an at-large berth, does Spring Arbor. For Spring Arbor, they are making their 5th appearance in the NAIA National Championship field. Their last berth was in 1999. Spring Arbor is coached by John Williams. Key players for them, Elena Nelson, 18.4 points per game. Elize Tripp, 17.7 points per game. Alex Long, 12.3 points per contest. For Langston, they come in with Haley Jordan leading the way at 14.5 points per game, and Cameron Shelley is at 11.1 points per contest. Let's take another 2-minute break, and we'll be back with more from the DeWitt Gym. Right after this, you're watching the NAIA National Championship first round on the Dort Media Network. Back with more in 2 minutes.
Thanks to these Dort Media Network sponsors, Ski Bout Window and Door, your local window experts. Whether building or replacing, we have the products, people, and knowledge to get the job done right. See Ski Bout and see the difference. Ski Bout Window and Door.
Thanks to M&H True Value. Behind every project is a true value. Start right, start here. M&H True Value.
Play golf and support Defender Athletics by joining the Defender Nation Golf League this summer. The Defender Nation Golf League is an 8-week remote league that you can play in from anywhere in the country. Compete from your home course against other alumni and Dort supporters for a $3,000 vacation package and other weekly prizes. Registration is due by May 27th and league play begins the week of June 3rd through the 9th. Scan the QR code or go to godort.com for more information and to register.
Today's broadcast brought to you by Beaver Eye Care, serving Sioux Center and the surrounding communities for over 30 years. Come see Dr. Paul Beaver, Dr. Dan Klausing, or Dr. Reese Beaver for all your comprehensive eye care needs. This broadcast also brought to you by Vision Realty. We are polished, experienced, and professional, offering excellence every step of the way. We are the vision you can trust. This Dort Media Network broadcast is brought to you by Sioux Concrete Construction, Rob Suin, owner, excelling in flat work, poured walls, decorative concrete projects, dedicated to providing customers with a good experience and quality workmanship. SiouxConcrete.com.
And brought to you by Huber's Plumbing and Heating. Whether you're looking for repairs, replacement, or maintenance for your air conditioning or heating system, Huber's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning in Orange City will exceed your expectations.
Welcome to Sioux Center, Iowa, life in the center of everything. Where we connect with friends, coworkers, family, and the great outdoors, knowing that in Sioux Center, you're never far from making the next great memory. And we grow great companies that make cutting-edge breakthroughs to make life better here and around the world. And when it's time to play, we keep friendship, family, and a bright future at the center of everything.
This Dort Media Network student-produced live stream broadcast is brought to you by Joyner and Zwart Dentistry in Orange City, offering dentures, implants, and dental care for your whole family in a modern and friendly atmosphere. And brought to you by 712 Realty, a team of realtors in Northwest Iowa with the drive, care, and the results you need to buy or sell your home. Visit them online at 712realty.com, leading you home.
Today's Dort Media Network livestream broadcast is produced by the students of Dort University. Thanks for watching.
Something that makes Dort unique is the professors. Not only do they want to teach, they also want to serve and care very deeply for their students. The fact that they are truly invested, truly care about their students as a person is what makes students able to thrive here. It's what equips them to really succeed. It's a great place to be involved. There's so many opportunities for students in the classroom. Extracurricular opportunities as well. It's just, they're abundant. The opportunities are abundant, and that's really, really special.
Welcome back to the DeWitt Gym. We have had the singing of our national anthem. Let's take a look at the starting lineups for both teams. For the home team, first of all on the scoreboard, it'll be the Langston Lions from Langston, Oklahoma. They are They will start number 5, Cameron Shelley, a 5'9 senior from Albany, Georgia, averaging 11.1 points per game. Haley Jordan is a 5'10 senior from Columbus, Ohio, averaging 14.5 points per outing. Number 12 is Skylar Little. She is a 6'1 senior from Murrieta, California, averaging 2.2 points per game. Number 13 is Michaela Transu, a 5'7 junior from Jackson, Tennessee, averaging 7.6 points per game. Kamisha Moore is a 5'6 junior from Pasadena, California. She wears number 14, and she is averaging 10.9 points per game. That is the Langston Lions starting lineup. For Spring Arbor, they will start Abby Fleetwood. Abby Fleetwood is a 5'9 freshman from Trafalgar, Indiana, averaging 6.6 points per game. Number 11 is Alize Tripp, a 5'5 senior from Michigan Center, Michigan, averaging 17.7 points per outing. Number 14 is Alex Long, a 5'6 junior from Flushing, Michigan, averaging 12.3 points per game. Number 22 is Elena Kaliza, a 5'11 sophomore from West Chicago, Illinois, averaging 3.9 points per game. And Elena Nelson is a 6-foot senior from Springport, Michigan. She is averaging 18.4 points per contest. That is the starting lineup for Spring Arbor and the Cougars under Coach John Williams. Spring Arbor is averaging 77 points per game. They allow 65. They out-rebound teams 41-35. Field goal percentage, Spring Arbor 45, opponents 40. Three-point percentage, Spring Arbor 34, opponents 30. For Langston, they average 72 points per game. They give up 58. They out-rebound teams 43-35. They convert 41% of their field goals while allowing 35% success. They are also converting 29% of their three-pointers while allowing opponents to make 26% of their shots. That is the Wireless World pregame show. Wireless World, your authorized Verizon authorized retailer with 7 locations in Northwest Iowa. You can visit them at wirelessworld.com. And today's game day sponsors for the opening round of the NAIA Women's Basketball Championship, Four Brothers Barn Grill, Econo Lodge, and Holiday Inn Express and Suites of Sioux Center. Langston is in their home whites, while the Spring Arbor Cougars are in their road navies. Langston controls the opening tap with the basketball. Langston, they'll set the offense. This is Skylar Little. Little gets it back out front to Jordan. Jordan on the left wing. Jordan gives it up to Transu. Transu in the paint. Shot off the glass, no good. Rebound controlled by Langston, and the putback attempt no good. And here comes Spring Arbor. Spring Arbor with it. Fleetwood across the timeline. Fleetwood setting the offense. Langston in man-for-man defense, it appears. Left side pass, Spring Arbor. They have the SAU across their jersey front in gold, trimmed in white. Shot with the right hand, no good by Tripp. But a foul on the rebound. That's going to go against Spring Arbor and Elena Kaliza. Kaliza whistled for the personal foul, her first. Spring Arbor will inbound the basketball, and, Langston will inbound the basketball. Spring Arbor will set up in full court pressure defense. Looks like a 2-2-1 for Spring Arbor. Langston gets it up the court with no problem. They get it over to Moore. Kamisha Moore into the paint. Throws it right corner. Three on the way is up and down for Cameron Shelley. Cameron Shelley makes it 3-0 Langston. Langston on the defense now. Pass comes right side Long. Long with the dump down pass. Gets it over to Nelson. Nelson out front. Three on the way. In and out. No good. And the rebound is controlled by Langston. Langston with the basketball up the floor. Moore in between the circles out front. Moore passes on the elbow. Looking for the rub off. Instead goes back to Moore. Moore cross court pass. Left side Shelley. Shelley into the paint. Shelley shovels it off back over to Jordan. Jordan with the 2-point bucket. She's got 5. 5-0. Coming back the other way, Spring Arbor. Throw it left side. Penetrating the lane. Short shot is up and down by the post player Nelson. Nelson is the leading scorer for Spring Arbor, averaging 18 points per game. Lions coming back the other way. Langston with it. On the right-hand side, Little kick-out pass. Three from the corner, off the mark, no good. And the rebound taken away by Nelson. Nelson saves it in. Spring Arbor wants to run. They bring it up the floor, hands it back off to Long. Long with it, Long down to the baseline, cut off. Shot no good. Rebound controlled by Transu. Transu to Moore. Moore up the floor, and we've got a travel called against Langston. Unable to put the ball on the floor in time was Haley Jordan. And Spring Arbor will have the basketball. Just saw Elena Nelson with that replay of her short shot, making it 5-2 at the time. Spring Arbor basketball, driving right hand, laying it up, and it's blocked away out of bounds by Cameron Shelley. Shelley blocks it, and it actually strikes Alizé Tripp's back on the way out of bounds. It is it is Langston basketball. Langston with it, they get it through the pressure defense and throwing it away in transition. Turnover back to Spring Arbor. And early on, both teams trying to settle in. Spring Arbor basketball with it on the right-hand side. They throw it down to the block. This is Nelson. Nelson kick-out pass. 3 on the way is up and good for Alizé Tripp. Alizé Tripp with the 3-point bucket, and we're tied 5-5. 5-5 the score. Michaela Transu. Transu gives it up to Long. Long with the basketball. Long goes right-hand side. Long into the paint. Shot off the heel, no good. And the rebound is controlled by Spring Arbor. This is Fleetwood. Fleetwood over the top. Layup with the right hand. Count the basket, and Elena Nelson is fouled on the play. And Spring Arbor will go to the free throw line with an opportunity at an old-fashioned 3-point play. So a free throw on the way. That foul goes on Little. That's number 1 on her. And going to the free throw line will be Elena Nelson. Nelson's free throw is short, no good. She is a 74% free throw shooter. And Spring Arbor misses on the opportunity at the 3-point play. Spring Arbor right now on a 7-0 run. Langston with the basketball. Langston with it. And the shot no good from the top of the key. Rebound taken away by Nelson. Nelson with the basketball. Nelson up the floor. Hesitates. Gives it up. Left side. Long. Long. Free throw line jumper. Missed. No good. And the rebound is controlled by Little. Little gets it up the floor. This is Shelley. Shelley with it on the wing. Shelley comes back over to Love. Love. Left-hand side. Transu. Transu. The Lions have the basketball. Quinea Love into the ball game moments ago, and driving left-hand side. Pull-up jumper is up and good for Shelley. Shelley with the 2. She's got 5, and we're tied 7-7. 7-7 the score. Long throws it down low. Nelson. Nelson, nothing there. Left side 3. In and out, no good. Offensive rebound and putback for Alex Long. Alex Long makes it 9-7. Spring Arbor. Spring Arbor with a 2-point lead. 4:49 remaining here in the first quarter. Next dead ball will have a media timeout. Pass comes right side. Out to Transu. Shot missed, no good. And the rebound is controlled by Kaliza. Kaliza with the outlet pass to Tripp. Tripp hesitates, spins it up with the left hand, good. Alizé Tripp with 5. Spring Arbor with their biggest lead of the ball game at 11-7. 11-7. Up the floor. Short shot off of the rim and good for Shelley. Shelley with 7. She came into the ball game averaging 11.1 points per game. It's 11-9. Left side shot up, no good, and the rebound controlled by Langston and Little. Left hand pass, Jordan. Jordan to the block, and she lowers her shoulder, and we've got a foul called. It's going to be a charge called against Haley Jordan. So Jordan whistled for the personal foul, and we have an official's timeout. 11-9 our score. Spring Arbor in front. We'll be back with more from the DeWitt Gym. This timeout brought to you by Casey's Bakery. Find your favorite bakery products at caseysbakery.com. Back with more in a minute.
When you add up all the Wi-Fi connected devices in your home these days, you'll be surprised at how many there are and how much bandwidth they're using. Do the math. It just may add up to needing faster Wi-Fi. Premier Communications has you covered with reliable internet speeds up to 1 gig. Keep everything connected with Premier Communications. Visit us online at mypremieronline.com or call at 1-800-741-8351. Premier Communications. Looking ahead.
This broadcast also brought to you by Vision Realty. We are polished, experienced, and professional, offering excellence every step of the way. We are the vision you can trust.
And brought to you by Pizza Ranch, buffet, carry out, or delivery.
And brought to you by Ployne Publishing, quality printing from design to delivery. Ployne Publishing.
Spring Arbor with the basketball as we start. And we resume play. Alizé Tripp with the three. And it's now 14-9, and a ball's tapped away. And it will be Spring Arbor it is Langston basketball. Langston with the basketball on the right-hand side, goes back out front, down to the baseline. Spring Arbor with a 14-9 lead. Shot on the way, no good. And the rebound is cleared by Spring Arbor. So Spring Arbor with the lead and the basketball. And driving with the right hand is Tripp, and Alizé Tripp. And so now the Cougars will send to the free throw line Alizé Tripp. Tripp with 8 points. And the free throw is up and good for Tripp. A second free throw on the way. And that one's up and good as well for Tripp. So Tripp, after a somewhat slow start, she didn't score till a couple of minutes ago. Now she's got 10 quick ones, and we've got a foul called against Spring Arbor on the drive. That's going to go against Onens. Onens whistled for the personal. So 16-9. And shooting will be Korea Kirksey. Kirksey, a 79% free throw shooter, averaging 9.3 points per game. Another free throw on the way for Kirksey, trying to make it a 5-point game, and she does. So Kirksey makes them both. And Spring Arbor's lead is 5, 16-11. 16-11, pass out front, goes to Nelson. Nelson with the basketball on the right-hand side. Feed it out front, driving in, and we've got a blocking foul called, I believe, on Langston. Putting it on the floor and taking it to the hoop was Sydney Onens, and Onens will go to the free throw line, and she will shoot 2. And the Lions have the basketball. So Langston with the basketball, and so actually they called a charge that time, so no free throws for Onens. That foul went on Onens. That was, well, Langston with the basketball now. Out front, Rivera. Her team trailing 16-11. Driving the lane with the right hand, and everything broke down, and Haley Jordan takes it to the basket. And Jordan with the two-point bucket, and she's got 4. Trying to back her way in is Nelson, and she is held on the play. Elena Nelson will go to the free throw line. She will shoot 2. So Alana Nelson will go to the free throw line. She'll shoot a pair. She was fouled in the act of shooting. Next foul sends Spring Arbor to the free throw line for bonus free throws as well. First free throw was good. Second free throw was good as well. So Nelson makes them both. She has 6. She is now 2 for 3 from the free throw line. And a steal in the backcourt. Spring Arbor's pressure defense pays dividends. Bailey Visman with the two-point basket. And that's a quick 4-point swing. Spring Arbor leads 20-13. Now a foul called across half court, and a foul, and I beg your pardon, that's going to be a travel violation. Travel violation instead, charged against Langston, so Langston turns it over. And Spring Arbor will throw the basketball in play. Pass right side. They pass it into Nelson. Nelson fires it right side. Shot in traffic, off the mark, no good. And Langston comes away with a rebound. That's Shea Rout. Right side pass, and it's thrown away by Moore, trying to press the issue. And she promptly throws it away. So Spring Arbor gets it back on the turnover. And Spring Arbor comes back the other way. So the Cougars have it. This is Long. Long goes left-hand side. Kaliza. Kaliza passes out front. Semeska. 14 to shoot for Spring Arbor. They go high post. Pass it into the paint. Left-handed shot is up and good for Kaliza. Kaliza with the two-point basket. It's 22-13. 22-13. Jordan passes right side. This is Shelley. Shelley picks it up. Now to Moore. Moore backing her way in is Jordan. Jordan's shot no good. And the rebound taken away by Spring Arbor. Spring Arbor right side. Might have been a travel. Nelson down to the baseline. Her short jumper rattles it in. Alana Nelson with the two-point basket, and Langston needs a timeout. 24-13. Spring Arbor has stretched the lead to 11. So we have a timeout on the floor. This timeout brought to you by Casey's Bakery. Find your favorite bakery products at caseysbakery.com. Back with more in 30 seconds. We resume play. Spring Arbor on defense. Missed shot by Langston in the paint. Kirksey unable to get the shot to go. Back the other way. Spring Arbor hustles it into the front court. Missed shot. Alana Nelson passes it back out front to Visman. Visman tries to thread the needle, and we've got a kick called against Spring Arbor. And now Well, beg your pardon on Langston. Spring Arbor will have the basketball with an opportunity to get a late hoop. And the pass is inbounded. Nelson, three at the horn. Off the mark, no good. 24-13. Spring Arbor with an 11-point lead. Back with the second quarter of play from the DeWitt Gym in 1 minute.
American State Bank is celebrating our 50th anniversary, and we couldn't have made it this far without your support. For us, banking just scratches the surface. We pride ourselves in our commitment to our communities, building meaningful relationships with our customers, and doing our best to have some fun along the way. We're proud to be a locally owned and operated bank, supporting the communities we serve. Thank you for choosing American State Bank. We can't wait to see what the next 50 years have in store.
Today's broadcast brought to you by the Grain House in Hull. They have amazing coffee, energy drinks, breakfast, lunch, and more. With a big city feel, located only 10 minutes away in Sioux Center, they have a second location opening next year in Sanborn. Today's broadcast brought to you by Snyder Insurance and Financial Group of Sioux Center, offering life, health, Medicare supplements, annuities, and more. Trusted service and exceptional products with you in mind since 1973.
Spring Arbor basketball looking to build on an 11-point lead, and they turn it over. And back the other way we go with it. Langston with the basketball. And Langston setting their offense. They pass right side down to the baseline and cut off, but it's tapped away out of play by Spring Arbor's Elena Kaliza. So Kaliza tips it away out of play. Shot on the way is up and good, and Langston's drought is over. They get a basket. Spring Arbor basketball. Kaliza weaves into the lane, stops in the middle of the paint. Kick out pass, left corner, off the mark, no good. And the rebound is tapped out long, and coming away with it for Langston is Transu. Transu in traffic, and Transu stripped on the way up. Ball goes out of bounds. It will be Langston basketball. Throwing it in will be Jordan. Jordan's pass is taken away by Nelson, and Langston, couple of turnovers. Short shot in the paint, no good. Rebound controlled by Kaliza. Kaliza tries to kick it out, and we've got a foul called on the scramble. And that's going to go on Transu. And Spring Arbor will inbound the basketball. Pass is inbounded. Spring Arbor with it. Abby Fleetwood passes left side, and Alize Tripp with another basket. And Alize Tripp with 13 points. Comes into the game averaging 17 points per contest. Pass comes back outside. Spring Arbor, a 2-point basket by Cameron Shelley. Shelley's been a bright spot for Langston so far. She's got 9 points. But the lead remains 10, double digits for Langston. Try that again for Spring Arbor. Spinning it up off of the backboard, no good for Long. And now a foul called on the play. Foul's going to go on Spring Arbor, it appears. And Abby Fleetwood. Abby Fleetwood called for the personal foul. And inbounding the basketball will be Langston and Haley Jordan. So Haley Jordan They get the ball inbounded. Here come the Lions. Driving right-hand side off of the glass. Good. That's Kamisha Moore with a 2-point basket. And it's 27-19. 8-point lead for the Cougars. These two teams, the winner advances on to play tomorrow evening at 6 o'clock against the winner of Dordt and Oakland City. Right side pass, 3 is up and good for Langston and Cameron Shelley. So Shelley with the 3, and the lead is trimmed to 5, 27-22. 27-22 our score. Spring Arbor forced to use a timeout with 7:35 left to go in the first half. This timeout brought to you by Casey's Bakery. Find your favorite bakery products at caseysbakery.com. Back with more in 1 minute.
We understand how complex the financial landscape can be to navigate. Our goal is to free up your hands so that you can focus on what is most important in life.
Thanks to Prairie Life Chiropractic, combining skill and expertise that spans the entire chiropractic, acupuncture, and physical health spectrum. They want you to move better and live better.
And today's live stream broadcast brought to you by Verhoof Automotive. Verhoof Automotive in Sioux Center is your local Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Chevrolet, and Buick dealer. Verhoof Automotive, worth the drive from anywhere.
Nelson inbounds the basketball, gets the return pass, so Spring Arbor will employ their post player with bringing the basketball up the floor. In transition, Spring Arbor, a free throw line jumper for Alex Long. And the lead is back to 7 for the Cougars. In the backcourt with the basketball is Jordan. Jordan across half court, drives in, puts it up with the right hand from the left side. It's not good. Rebound controlled by Spring Arbor. And coming away with the basketball is Onens. Onens passes right side. Top of the key, back to Nelson. Alana Nelson, spin move with the left hand, off of the glass, good. Alana Nelson with 10 points. And Spring Arbor responds to the Langston run with back-to-back baskets. Now Langston answering quickly. Cameron Shelley with another 2. She's got 14. And driving the other way. Missed shot that time by Alex Long. Here comes Langston. Shot no good, and the rebound is tapped out of bounds by Maddie Boyd. And now Spring Arbor will have the basketball back, so the Cougars will get it back. So Nelson will be throwing the ball in. Length of the floor in front of the Cougars. Ball is inbounded to Alize Tripp. Alize Tripp, a 5'5 senior from Michigan Center, Michigan. She's got the ball out front. Pass comes right side. Spring Arbor will spread the floor here, leave the lane open. Now they've got some cutters into the paint. Right side pass comes back out front. Onens with the right hand, good. Got Onens now with 4 points, according to the official scorekeeper, and the lead back to 9 for Spring Arbor. So the Lions with a 9-point lead. Beg your pardon. The Cougars with the 9-point lead. The Lions have the basketball. We'll get it straight before the night is over. Pass comes out front. Langston into the paint, driving in with the right hand, and the layup is good for Rivera. Rivera with a 2-point basket. And it's back to 7, 33 to 26, 5:20 left to play in the half. So the media timeout is out of play now because of the earlier timeout called by Spring Arbor. Timeouts a little more limited in the postseason. You've got the media timeouts every quarter. First dead ball after 5 minutes, unless a team uses a timeout earlier. They've got 4 timeouts to use at their discretion. Shot on the way, no good by Tripp, and the rebound is cleared by the Lions. Coming up with it, Langston. Langston's Correa Kirksey. Kirksey throws it into the corner, and it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Shea Rout. It will be it'll be Spring Arbor basketball. So Spring Arbor gets it on the turnover. Right side with it. They look down low to Nelson. Nelson with it back to the basket. Passes off to Tripp. Tripp misses the shot underneath, and a foul called on the rebound. Put back attempt for Spring Arbor. And getting the offensive rebound and trying for the putback was Semeska. And Semeska fouled on the play, so she will go to the free throw line. And she will shoot 2 free throws. Semeska's first free throw is up, and that one is good. Another one on the way for Emma Semeska. And Semeska's second free throw is up and good as well. So Semeska makes them both. Spring Arbor leads 35 to 26. Langston with the basketball up the left sideline with it, and a foul called. That's going to go against Onens. Onens whistled for the personal. And throwing the ball in for Langston is Kirksey. Kirksey with it in the corner. Comes back right side. Kirksey from the wing. Missed the 3, no good. And the rebound is controlled by Kalisa. Kalisa to Fleetwood. Fleetwood up the floor. Nelson. Alana Nelson, a 3 from the left wing. Missed it short, no good. And the rebound controlled by Shea Rout. Rout up the floor. Three is up and down. A 3-point bucket for Langston. And that was Shea Rout. Rout with the 3, her first points today. Comes into the game averaging 4.1 points per contest. Shot is blocked now by Langston and Shea Rout. Rout gets it back in the corner. Long 2 on the way. Missed, no good. And so far, you haven't had to worry about the shot clock with Langston. They've gotten it off quickly. Left side pass, Kalisa. Kalisa, Nelson. Nelson into the paint. Nelson leans with the right hand and gets it to go. Alana Nelson with a dozen. And it's back to a 8-point lead, 37 to 29. Spring Arbor leading. So Spring Arbor thus far, 14 of 33 from the floor for 42%, 3 of 11 on threes, 27%, 12 for 24 is Langston from the field for 50%. Langston, 3 of 6 from the three-point arc. Ball is deflected. Spring Arbor comes away with it. They throw it down low to Kalisa. Kalisa kicks it back outside. Bisman, they try to find Kalisa and a tie up in the lane. Jump ball called, alternating possession. It will be Langston basketball. So Langston gets the ball back with 3:05 remaining. First half of basketball, Langston trailing 37 to 29. Pass goes right side, Kirksey. Kirksey feeds it left wing, Shelley. Shelley with the basketball. Shelley gives it up to Moore. Moore in between the circles out front. Moore back left side. Shot no good by Shelley. Rebound though, Rout. Back to Shelley on the fly with the left hand. Missed it, no good. And the rebound is tipped and controlled by Kaliza. Kaliza in the right place at the right time for Spring Arbor that time. Left side pass, it goes into the corner. Shot missed, no good, too strong. Long rebound though, cleared by Semeska, and now an offensive foul called on Spring Arbor. Semeska whistled for the offensive foul. She gets whistled for the charge. 37-29. Spring Arbor leading by 8. And Spring Arbor will play defense. Langston throwing it in. Cameron Shelley. Langston has the basketball up the left-hand side, driving in, and they dump it off to new player. That is Spence. So Jada Spence with her first basket of the day for Langston. She did not play in their game against John Brown. That championship contest. Shot is blocked on the shot by Tripp. It goes out of bounds. It will be Spring Arbor basketball. So Spring Arbor has been in control, but they haven't been able to shake Langston. Shot goes to Nelson. Nelson off the glass, no good. Rebound tipped, and it is controlled. And with it, you had Kaliza in the corner, and we have a foul called against Langston. And Spence is called for the personal foul, her first. Team foul number 3 against Langston in this quarter. So neither team in the bonus. 1:45 remaining, first half. Spring Arbor, they get it inbounded to Visman. Left side Tripp. Tripp shot missed, no good. And the rebound controlled by Spring Arbor, and finding Long was Kaliza with the assist, and it's back to 39-31, an 8-point difference, and a foul called in the backcourt against Spring Arbor. And that's going to go on Long. That's number 1 on her. So Alize Tripp early in the game got Spring Arbor going with 13 points. Took her a few minutes to get her first basket, and then she got them in a bunch, and since then she's been held in check. But Alana Nelson, a couple of baskets here in the second period. She's got 12 points, so those two leading the way, 25 of the 39 points for Spring Arbor so far. And speaking of Nelson, there's a block shot. So Alana Nelson blocks it away. Nelson, a senior from Springport, Michigan. Right-hand side, Long with the basketball. She gives it up to Visman. Visman wheels into the lane, fires it left side. Long down to the baseline, shot in traffic, no good, but she's fouled on the play. Alex Long fouled on the play. And Jada Spence so to the free throw line will be Long. Spence has picked up her second personal foul in the process. First free throw, no good for Long. Long, a 79% free thrower. This is her 104th free throw shot this season. That one's up and good, so she makes 1 of 2. She's got 7 first half points. And Spring Arbor's up by 9. They've led by as many as 11 today. Langston basketball. And the Lions setting the offense, Rivera. Rivera in between the circles, picks up her dribble. Kaliza swats it away. Kaliza wreaking havoc, gets it away to Nelson. Nelson with the right hand, layup good. Alana Nelson with another 2. She's got 14. And Spring Arbor has opened a 42-31 lead, matching their biggest lead of the ball game. Langston has the basketball. And setting the offense is Kamisha Moore. Moore goes to Spence. Spence, right side. Transu. So Transu with the 3 as things were breaking down on offense. That's her first basket of the day. And Spring Arbor unable to get a shot off. but Spring Arbor has cut the lead back down to 8, 42-34, and we hit the intermission. Tonight's broadcast brought to you in part by Four Brothers Bar and Grill, Econo Lodge, and Holiday Inn Express and Suites of Sioux Center. And also our pregame and postgame shows brought to you by Wireless World, your local Verizon authorized retailer with 7 locations in Northwest Iowa. Visit them at wirelessworld.com. Back with more at halftime in 3 minutes.
Hello, Dordt University sports fans. Hope you're enjoying the game, whether you're a family or friend of a player or coach or a fan of the university. Now, these players and coaches have put in hours and hours of practice, and it shows. But there's one more thing that every coach makes sure the team has: a game plan. And if these players and coaches are willing to put this much effort into a game, how much more important is a game plan for your financial life? Now, the financial world continually becomes more complicated, and we keep ourselves plenty busy. And even if we have precious free time, most of us don't want to spend it wrangling over financial decisions, reading financial journals, or studying the latest tax legislation. But if you don't have either the time or the desire to spend hours upon hours learning and keeping up with the changing rules of the game in the financial world, and then figuring out how that applies specifically to your financial life, you don't have to do it alone. For over 40 years, Money Concepts, the planning firm here in Sioux Center, has been helping households to build their financial game plan upon all the things in life more important than finances. Because there's things in life more important than money, and none of them are things. I'm Tom DeYoung, financial planner and president of Money Concepts, the planning firm. Check us out on the web or social media, or schedule an intro meeting to see how a financial game plan might benefit you. We'll help you build your finances on all the things in life more important than finances, while being a good steward of the resources God has entrusted to your care. And check out our Money Concepts radio podcast at moneyconceptsradio.com or on your favorite podcast app, where we dive into the relevant financial planning topics to bring clarity to the often confusing, ever-changing rules of the game in the financial world. Enjoy the rest of the game, and remember to spend your most valuable resources, your time and your attention, on the things in life that matter more than money. And go Defenders!
Today's broadcast is brought to you by NewTek. They're your partner for success when purchasing equipment for construction, manufacturing, ag, and other industries. Don't miss the opportunity to transform your business and redefine your productivity standards with NewTek. Today's broadcast is brought to you by Rental. Looking for top-notch rental equipment? Look no further than Rental in Sioux Center, Spencer, Storm Lake, and Sioux Falls. Rental, your regional equipment rental experts. Visit them online, rental.com, or call 712-722-3928.
Welcome back. We are at halftime, and Spring Arbor leads 42-34 over the Langston Lions in NAIA National Championship first round play. We have some highlights to bring to you. These are the People's Bank highlights. And let's take a look at those. Spring Arbor got out in transition. Alana Nelson, she ended up with 14 first half points. Cameron Shelley led the way for Langston. She has 14 first half points. Spring Arbor also able to get some defensive pressure to pay dividends. Alex Long on the receiving end of an assist. She's got 7 points, and we're at halftime. Spring Arbor leads at 42-34. Unofficially, Spring Arbor led by Alana Nelson with 14 points, while Langston is topped thus far by Cameron Shelley with 14 of her own. We'll come back with a look at the official stats for today's contest. Right after this 2-minute timeout, you're listening to and watching the Dordt Media Network coverage of the NAIA National Championship first round play from Sioux Center, Iowa. Spring Arbor leads Langston 42-34. Back with more in 2 minutes.
Today's Dordt Media Network live stream broadcast is produced by the students of Dordt University. Thanks for watching. Welcome back to the DeWitt Gym on the campus of Dordt University in Sioux Center, Iowa. Let's take a look at the official numbers from the first half of today's contest. And the official stats, shooting totals first of all. Spring Arbor, 16 of 39 from the floor, 41%, 3 for 13 on threes, 23%, 7 of 9 from the free throw line, 78%. For Langston, they're 14 of 29 from the floor, 48%, 4 of 8 on threes, 50%, 2 for 2 on free throws, 100%. They were hampered, though, by 11 turnovers in the first half. Spring Arbor had 5. Spring Arbor officially getting 17 points off of turnovers in the first half of play. Spring Arbor also with a 22-16 rebounding edge, 9 of them on the offensive end. Alana Nelson leads Spring Arbor with 14 points. Alize Tripp has 13. Alex Long has 7. Bailey Visman 2. Emma Semeska 2. Sydney Onens 2. Elena Kaliza also with 2 points. Kaliza leads the team with 7 rebounds, and Nelson has 4. 3 assists for Kaliza and 3 assists for Fleetwood. For Langston, Cameron Shelley with 14 points, and 4 points each for Haley Jordan and Kamisha Moore. 3 points for Michaela Transu and Shea Rout. 2 points each for Jada Spence, Brittany Rivera, and Korea Kirksey. 4 rebounds for Shea Rout, 3 rebounds for Michaela Transu. We're at halftime. Spring Arbor leads Langston 42-34. Let's take another 2-minute break, and we'll be back with more for you at halftime. Spring Arbor and Langston, NAIA National Championship first round play. Back with more in a minute.
Today's broadcast is brought to you by NewTek. They're your partner for success when purchasing equipment for construction, manufacturing, ag, and other industries. Don't miss the opportunity to transform your business and redefine your productivity standards with NewTek. Today's broadcast is brought to you by Rental. Looking for top-notch rental equipment? Look no further than Rental in Sioux Center, Spencer, Storm Lake, and Sioux Falls. Rental, your regional equipment rental experts. Visit them online, rental.com, or call 712-722-3928. Today's broadcast brought to you by Snyder Insurance and Financial Group of Sioux Center, offering life, health, Medicare supplements, annuities, and more. Trusted service and exceptional products with you in mind since 1973.
This Dort Media Network broadcast is brought to you by Sioux Concrete Construction. Rob Suen, owner, excelling in flat work, poured walls, decorative concrete projects, dedicated to providing customers with a good experience and quality workmanship. SiouxConcrete.com.
(42-34) our score. We are at halftime. Other scores that have gone final across the country in the NAIA National Championship opening round earlier this afternoon in women's play. It was Indiana Wesleyan over Fisk, 100-69. Northwestern a winner over Rio Grande, 79-76. Cumberland's defeats Siena Heights, 73-56. Bryan a winner over Mobile, that is, 66-49. Mayville State an 87-58 winner over Freed Hardman. LSU Shreveport over Tabor, 69-59. Vanguard defeats St. Mary's 71-64, and it was Briarcliff over Mid-America Christian earlier today, 81-67. The second game here in Sioux Center will feature Dordt versus Oakland City. That is scheduled for about a 7 o'clock start time. The winner of this contest will play the winner of that contest tomorrow evening at 6 o'clock for the right to move on to the NAIA National Championship final site in Sioux City, beginning play 1 week from yesterday. Let's take a 2-minute break, and we'll be back with the start of the second half from the DeWitt Gym in Sioux Center, Iowa, right after this 2-minute timeout.
Today's broadcast brought to you by German Farmers Mutual, protecting the farm and home since 1981. Northwest Iowa's local insurance partner, online at germanfarmers.com. Today's broadcast is sponsored by Northside Body Shop. When you expect the very best in the repair of your vehicle, call Northside Body Shop Limited today, serving the Sioux Center area since 1955. 712-722-2313.
Lorenzen on the fly, and Lucas Lorenzen with another 2. He's got 22. Then Gustafson squares up against Neerum. Gustafson underneath to Schoenhoven. Schoenhoven layup good. She's got 8.
Today's Dort Media Network livestream broadcast is produced by the students of Dort University. Thanks for watching.
Back at the DeWitt Gym on the campus of Dordt University in Sioux Center, Iowa. These two teams playing for the right to move on to the NAIA National Championship second round play tomorrow evening. And as I said, there are 16 4-team tournaments like this, if you will, being played across the country. And the winners of those tournaments tomorrow will all advance to Sioux City, beginning play on Thursday of next week. There are some games that are now in progress, and a few more actually have gone final. Marion defeats Florida International 95-67. So Marion, the number 1 seed, the number 1 overall seed in the field, advances. William Carey, a winner over William Baptist, 71-64. So William Carey is through to the next round as well. That was a 71-64 decision. In progress, Clark and the College of the Ozarks. After one, it's 11-10 Clark. IU South Bend leads Grandview 21-10. That is early in the second quarter. Southeastern leads Loyola 27-21. That is early in the second period. And no other games in progress at the moment in women's basketball in the NAIA field. We'll get you the men's scores maybe a little bit later on in this half. There is one game that Dort supporters are watching closely. If in case any of those are tuned in, we'll get that for you in just a moment. Pass goes down low to Alana Nelson. Nelson turnaround in the paint, and she is blocked on the play by Skylar Little. So Little knocks it down on the shot attempt. And now a shot, and that's going to be a three-point play, and the Langston Lions just hanging around and giving themselves a chance. There were several times during the first half where it seemed as if they were teetering in the danger zone. And that foul went against Spring Arbor's Abby Fleetwood. Fleetwood whistled for her second personal foul. And three-point play for Jordan. So Haley Jordan now with 7 points. And Langston is back to within 5 at 42-37 on the old-fashioned three-point play. Spring Arbor looking for an answer. Nelson, tough shot in the paint. Drew some contact, gets fouled. And she went right at Skylar Little, and Little has just picked up her second personal. And free throws on the way for Alana Nelson. Nelson with 14 first half points, trying to extend the lead back to 7 for Spring Arbor. Free throw is up, and the free throw is good. She's got another one on the way. So a second free throw on the way for Alana Nelson. She's got 15 points. She leads all players. Second free throw is up and good as well. 44-37. Alana Nelson now with 16 points. Spring Arbor showing full court defense. This was something that caused them a little bit of trouble earlier. And driving in with a shot from the left-hand side. It's up and good. Michaela Transu with the 2. She's got 5. Now a corner 3. Missed, no good. Rebound run out now for Langston. Langston on the run. They drive in, dropping it off, and the layup is good for Langston, and that appears to be when Langston is at their best, is when they're able to get out and run in transition. Cameron Shelley with that 2-point basket, and it's back to a 3-point ball game, 44-41. Nelson with it on the wing. Nelson, spin move with the left hand. Her shot no good, drew some contact. Rebound cleared by Langston. They're off and running again. Driving in with the right hand and getting the shot to go for Langston is Shelley. That time they just simply released Shelley, and she was able to find her way to the hoop. And Spring Arbor is forced to use a timeout. They've been outscored 9-2 to start the second half. 44-43, Spring Arbor in front. This timeout brought to you by Casey's Bakery. Find your favorite bakery products at caseysbakery.com. Back with more in 30 seconds.
I chose Dort because it has a Christian perspective. I also chose Dort because I knew that it was a program that I could do on my own time. If someone was interested in doing the MPA program, I would say that it's worth your time to investigate. I'm active in my church, I'm very busy at work, I'm busy with my family, and in doing all that, I was able to do it. And I think that if I can, you can too.
So Langston with a shot of life here early in the second half. They have cut the lead down to 1, 44-43. They've trailed by double digits on a couple different occasions, and now Nelson having trouble getting the ball inbounded. She does finally to Fleetwood. Fleetwood with the basketball on the right-hand side. Fleetwood spins away from pressure, gives it up to Nelson. Spring Arbor basketball. Tripp, drives in and blocked on the play by Langston Skylar Little. Skylar Little has been protecting the rim well for Langston. Be interesting to see when the evening is done how many blocked shots she has. Pass goes into Nelson. Nelson gives it up Kaliza. Kaliza, right-handed shot, good. So Kaliza now with 4. I understand there was some trouble with the live stats earlier in the evening. We've changed out some links, so hopefully that gives you a clear path to the live stats. Jordan with the shot, so the teams exchange baskets. Still a 1-point lead for Spring Arbor. With the right hand, going one-on-one as Alex Long. Long now with 9. And it's 48-45. Shot in the paint, no good. Rebound controlled and put back by Haley Jordan. Jordan with another 2. She's got 11. And the lead is back to 1, 48-47 as the teams exchange baskets. Kaliza throws it right side, 3 on the way, short, no good by Long. And the rebound is taken away by Langston. Langston shooting for the first lead in a while. Actually, they haven't led since it was 5-2. They scored the first 5 points of the game. Spring Arbor came back with 7 in a row. Now we've got a blocking foul called on Long. We got a foul on the play, and now the officials conferring. That's going to go on. They're going to call that an offensive foul on Langston's Haley Jordan. I did not anticipate that. Over in Livonia, Michigan, the Dort men's basketball team playing Madonna. And the Dort men lead that by 1, 59-58, with 11:50 left to go in the game. So that one's going down to the wire, it appears, unless someone can get a late run. Both teams shooting it well in Livonia. With a right-hand pass, Spring Arbor leading by 1, trying to build on the lead. Would be a slight upset here. We're a long ways from talking about a final, though. We've still got 16-plus minutes left in the contest. Ball is kicked away, out of bounds. It'll be Spring Arbor basketball. So Spring Arbor inbounding the basketball. Right corner they go. Tripp to Long. Long shot, no good, too strong. Rebound cleared by Maddie Boyd for Langston. Here come the Lions back the other way, and a chance to regain the lead again. Last time they had it, they got whistled for an offensive foul, and eventually the turnover that resulted from it. Left side pass. Route out front to Boyd. Boyd gives it up to Kirksey. Kirksey into the corner. Shot no good by Route. And the rebound is tapped out of bounds. Last touch by Spring Arbor. It will be Langston basketball. So Langston has it. 48-47. Langston down. And the Lions will set the offense. 15 seconds on the shot clock. We have not had to worry about the shot clock much at all up to this point. Pass goes over to Boyd. Boyd to Route. Shea Route puts it on the deck a couple times. Now Rivera. Rivera in the lane for the lead. Good. Rivera from straight on. She's got 4 points. It's 49-48. Langston leading by a point. First lead since the opening minutes. Left side pass. Tripp. Tripp goes into the corner. This is Long. Long back to Fleetwood. Fleetwood's pass deflected, picked up by Tripp. Tripp in the corner. Out front with the basketball. 2 to shoot. Shot on the way by Long, and it's good. Alex Long with 12 points. And Spring Arbor regains a 2-point lead at 51 to 49. 51 to 49 the score. Spring Arbor with the 2-point lead after Langston led briefly. Right side with it. Looking, still looking, and they throw it back over to Boyd. Boyd into the paint, and Boyd's going to be called for an offensive foul. Alex Long, the junior from Flushing, Michigan, set up on that move by Boyd, where Boyd, the 6-foot freshman from Texas, was going to come back with the right hand over the left shoulder. And she was able to set up and take that charge. So that's foul number 1 on Boyd. 4:20 left to go, third period. And back the other way, the Cougars have it. Fleetwood passes right side, Tripp to Kaliza. Kaliza back to Tripp. Out front, left-hand side, Long. Alex Long down to the baseline, runner, not good. Rebound tipped, and Kaliza has it for a moment. Shot no good. Nelson there for the putback, and she is fouled. Alana Nelson will go to the free throw line, and she will shoot 2 free throws. (51 to 49). Spring Arbor shooting free throws with Alana Nelson. Nelson, a 1,000-point scorer for Spring Arbor over the course of her career, also has 549 rebounds. Makes the first one. She's got another one coming. 17 points for her. It's back to a 3-point lead, 52 to 49. Couple different occasions it's felt like Spring Arbor was ready to expand the lead and really take control, but Langston was able to keep it within 1 point. Within 11 points, and just kept chipping away at it. Right-hand side, they go with it underneath, and the shot in the paint is no good, but a foul on the play. I believe that's going to go on Fleetwood. No, that's going to go on Nelson instead. And Alana Nelson has been called for her first personal. Team foul number 2 against Spring Arbor and the Cougars. And Maddie Boyd will go to the free throw line to shoot 2. She's a 91% free thrower, 40 of 44 so far this season. She drops that one straight through. 52-50 with another free throw on the way. She's averaging 4.1 points per game. That's her first point of the night. Second one is up and good as well, so Boyd makes them both. And with 3:47 left to go in the third, it's back to a 1-point lead for Spring Arbor. And the Cougars have the basketball. Cougars with it on the right-hand side. Stop, pop, long, shot, no good. And the rebound is controlled by Haley Jordan. Long pass over the top, layup with the right hand is good, and the Langston Lions back in front, 53 to 52. 53 to 52 the score. Spring Arbor basketball in between the circles. They go right-hand side, Tripp. Tripp with it well out on the floor. Dumps it into the paint. Nothing there. Back outside, Fleetwood. Back to Tripp. Tripp, 3, good. Alize Tripp with the 3-point bucket. She's got 16. So Tripp had 13 at halftime. She got 16 now. She and Nelson have done the bulk of the damage for Spring Arbor thus far. Those two combined have 33 points. And Spring Arbor leads it again, 55 to 53. Underneath, and a foul call. That's going to go on Onens, and Sydney Onens has just picked up her 4th personal foul, so she'll need to check out of the ballgame with 12:56 left to go in the contest. Kaliza checks back in. Onens will have a seat. Onens averaging 4.9 points per game. She'll go have a seat. First free throw is up and good for Haley Jordan. Jordan with 7 points in the second half, 11 for the ball game. The senior from Columbus, Ohio, with an opportunity to tie it, and she does. 55-55. This is our first tie since it was 7-7. Right side pass, Tripp. Tripp on the wing. Tripp comes back right side. With the basketball, Kaliza. Left side, Alizé Tripp. Tripp back to Kaliza. Kaliza, nothing there. Comes back left side, Tripp. Tripp, three, good. Alizé Tripp with the three-point bucket. It's 58-55. Tripp now with 19 points. She's coming off a 21-point performance in the loss to Indiana Wesleyan. Closing in on 900 career points is Tripp. With it out front, Spring Arbor. Three from the top of the key by the post player, and knocking it down is Maddie Boyd. She answers with a triple. So Maddie Boyd ties it at 58 with 2 minutes left to go in the third. High post pass. They go back to Kaliza. Kaliza dumps it down low. Nelson. Ball fake. Right hand. Good. Alana Nelson with another 2 points. And Langston. They've trailed probably 90% of the ball game thus far, but they have managed to keep it close. Three for the lead. Off the heel. No good. Rebound tipped, and we've got a foul on the play. Called on the rebound. It's going to go on Elena Kaliza. Kaliza whistled for her second. And with 1:33 left to go in the third period, Langston will be inbounding the basketball right side of the lane as we face the hoop. Pass in over the top, controlled by Langston. And the Lions will set the offense, trailing by a deuce. Lion basketball driving in. Kamisha Moore. Moore shot for the tie. Good. Kamisha Moore ties it at 60-60. 1:15 left to go in the game in the third period. 60-60 our score. 70 seconds left to play. Kaliza with it out front. Kaliza tries to pass. She almost tied up on the play. Instead goes over to Tripp. Tripp off the bounce. Shot no good. Rebound taken away by Nelson. Nelson in traffic on the putback. Good. Alana Nelson with 7 in the second half. 21 for the ball game. And Spring Arbor back in front by 2. 62-60. Back the other way. Kamisha Moore. Moore throws it into the corner. Down to the baseline, nothing there. Transu cut off. Transu picks up her dribble. Comes back right side. Baseline shot, no good. Missed by Jordan. Rebound Nelson. Nelson up the floor with it. Nelson gives it back over to Tripp. Tripp on the right wing. Alizé Tripp goes left side. This is Semeska. Semeska into the corner. Nelson. Nelson three. Missed it, no good. And the rebound is controlled by the Lions. Lions coming back the other way. Transu dumps it down into the post. It's tipped away from behind by Alizé Tripp. And Langston with a basketball back. Over in Michigan, it is Dort 68, Madonna 65 in men's basketball play. 8.6 seconds remaining here in the third period. Langston, inbounds play. Shot off the rim, no good. 2 seconds left. They'll get the shot off, and we've got a foul on the play called against Kaliza. Foul's going to go against Kaliza. Kaliza called for a third personal foul on the play. And I believe they're going to come over to the table. And they're going to take a look at the video review. And I believe that the foul attempt, the foul actually happened before the buzzer sounded. They'll take a look at the scores table as the live stream catches up. And it is not instantaneous. You've got a little bit of a delay to work with there. The officials taking a look at it. And that didn't take long. And they're going to put time up on the clock as well. So they're going to go to 0.5 on the clock. So free throws on the way. And the look at the replay, just about as seamless as possible. That's what we like. That is something that is a little out of the ordinary, or a little out of the what we are accustomed to. So this will be free throws for Langston as the foul came on the shot. And there will be 0.5 on the clock. Not going to lie, those kind of things make me nervous, as that is something, as I said, out of the ordinary that the host schools must provide. And you hope that it works as smoothly as it can. Transu's first free throw, no good. She's got another one on the way. And the second free throw on the way by Transu is up and through. So Transu makes one of two. Spring Arbor will inbound the basketball, and that'll be the end of the third quarter. Our score, Spring Arbor 62, Langston 61. It'll be Langston basketball when we pick up play for the fourth period right after this 1 minute break for the quarter. Well, we put another 10 minutes up on the clock, and we get set for the fourth period of basketball. Langston with it on the right-hand side, driving. Nothing there. Cutoff is Moore. Moore gives it back up over to Shelley, and she lost it. Picked up by Spring Arbor. Kaliza left side Nelson. 1 point lead for Spring Arbor. Shot no good. Rebound long. Taken away by Kaliza. And Kaliza has been in the right place at the right time a lot here this evening. She led the team in rebounding at halftime. She has 9 now. 62-61. Spring Arbor spinning is Nelson. Might have traveled with it. Loose basketball picked up by Spring Arbor, and the putback by Alex Long. Long can be a little unorthodox, but she's pretty nifty with the basketball. A one-handed shot around the hoop extends the lead for Spring Arbor. 64-61. Langston basketball. Langston with it, right-hand side into the corner. Well, we're starting to see why the Spring Arbor team gave the number 1 seed Marion everything they wanted in a league contest earlier this year. Langston, though, not wilting. Michaela Transu with a 2-point bucket. And it's back to a 1-point ball game, 64-63. Spring Arbor, every time Langston has had a bucket to take the lead, they've had an answer. Pass left side, and in transition, the 2-point bucket for Langston and Cameron Shelley. Shelley now with 20, and Langston regains the lead 65-64. Spring Arbor with it. Langston has never had much of a chance to build the lead beyond 1 or 2. They need a defensive stop here. Shot no good. Rebound tipped out. Last touch by Spring Arbor. It'll be Langston basketball. So Langston with the ball back. 65-64. Spring Arbor trailing. They show full court pressure defense. Langston throws over the top, and we've got a travel called against Langston's Haley Jordan. And Spring Arbor will get the basketball back. So Spring Arbor with the ball back, trailing by a point, and an opportunity to regain the lead. Langston misses on the opportunity to extend it. Abby Fleetwood, she passes back over to Tripp. Tripp out front, comes back right side. They give it to Nelson, back to the basket. Tripp, shot no good, and a foul on the play called on Tripp on the rebound. Tripp got her shot blocked, went after the offensive rebound, and got whistled for the personal. She's got 19 points, so it's been 3 players for Spring Arbor now as you take a look at it. 40 points combined between Tripp and Nelson, and then creeping up there's Alex Long. She's got 14, so 54 of their 64 points from those 3 players. Langston with a 1-point lead and a turnover on the other end. Langston unable to handle Prosperity. They've had a chance to extend the lead now in a couple of possessions. That possession resulting in a turnover, and now Spring Arbor has it back. Spring Arbor with a basketball. Left side pass, it goes to Tripp. Throw it down into the post, and Nelson is held on the play, it appears. Foul's called on Skylar Little. That's number 3 on Little, and team foul number 2 on Langston. So Spring Arbor throwing the ball in. Kaliza to Nelson. Langston with a 1-point lead on defense. Tripp has it out front. Tripp throws right side. Shot on the way. Long. Good. Alex Long answers for Spring Arbor. They lead 67-65. Spring Arbor shows full court defense. 7 minutes remaining in regulation. Down to the baseline. Cut off. Pass comes back over to Jordan. Jordan with it. Jordan fires it back out front to Kamisha Moore, and Moore will set the offense. Spring Arbor on defense, leading by 2. Langston trying for the answer, and they get it. Ducking under is Haley Jordan. Jordan with another 2. We're tied at 67 all. Driving in is Long, and Alex Long is fouled on the play. She's fouled on the way up. So that foul goes on Kamisha Moore, her second. Well, this has been a nip and tuck game ever since Langston started the second period on a 9-2 run. They took their first lead of the second half at 53-52. We were tied at 55, 58, and 60. And now shooting to try and extend the lead for Spring Arbor is Alex Long. And Alex Long's second free throw is up and good, so she makes them both, and Spring Arbor is back in front. 69-67. In the backcourt with it, Langston. Timeout situations. Langston has 3 remaining. Spring Arbor has 2. Langston basketball down a couple. Rivera into the lane, off balance shot, and she's going to be called for traveling. Turnover gives the basketball back to Spring Arbor. So Spring Arbor has the basketball back. The Cougars will bring it up the floor. Right-hand side, it goes to Tripp. Tripp with it on the wing. Left side pass, Fleetwood. Fleetwood back with it on the wing, gets the return pass. She's not looking at the shot right now. Instead goes to Long. Long in the corner. It drives into the lane. Off balance shot, no good. Blocked away. 7 to shoot for Spring Arbor. Kaliza drives in, draws contact, and a charging foul called on Kaliza. Elena Kaliza whistled for the personal. Seen that a couple of times tonight where players have gone airborne and gotten whistled for those charging fouls as the defensive position was established. Spring Arbor basketball Langston basketball up the floor. Hesitation for the tie. Shot no good. Rebound fought for and tipped out and controlled. Here comes Spring Arbor in transition. Back over to Nelson against Rivera. Rivera commits the hard foul to prevent Nelson from getting the easy two. And Brittany Rivera making certain that not an easy two-point basket for Nelson. Instead, she's going to have to go to the free throw line and earn it. Well, over in Michigan, Livonia, Michigan, Madonna. It is Madonna leading Dordt 73-72 as we keep an eye on those numbers. First free throw by Nelson is good. Alana Nelson. She's got 8 in the second half, 22 for the ball game. Extends it to a 3-point lead, 70-67, now 71-67. So back to a 4-point lead for Spring Arbor. Spring Arbor this evening from the floor, 25-65, so their shooting percentage has not been great, but they have gotten 16 offensive rebounds and they have forced 17 turnovers. That has resulted in 15 more shots from the floor for them. Driving in with the right hand, and nobody going to stop Kamisha Moore. Moore with 6. And it's back to a 2-point ball game, 71-69. Pass goes into the corner. Nelson for the basketball. Nelson back out front. Trip, shot no good. Rebound, Long tries to save it in, and the ball goes out of bounds. Last touched by Langston. It'll be Spring Arbor basketball. So we have our first dead ball at the 5-minute mark or later. Nobody's used a timeout up to this point. It'll be Spring Arbor basketball when we resume play right after this. You're watching the Dordt Media Network NAIA National Tournament opening round play, first round play. This timeout brought to you by Casey's Bakery. Find your favorite bakery products at caseysbakery.com. Back with more in a minute.
I went into college undecided. Coming in, it can be very overwhelming and scary. If you don't decide till sophomore year, are you going to be able to get all the classes in? Dordt is super good at making sure that you get in the classes. They'll make time and they'll get them into your schedules. A big piece is being able to trust God, trust His timing and His planning. The process may be difficult, it may be scary, but God has what He wants you to do in store. He has it all planned out.
Lorenzen on the fly, and Lucas Lorenzen with another 2. He's got 22. Then Gustafson squares up against Neerum. Gustafson underneath to Schoenhoven. Schoenhoven layup good. She's got 8. We resume play after the media timeout. Pass goes right side Nelson. 15 to shoot for Spring Arbor. High post pass. Long shot in the paint. Good. Alex Long with another 2. She's got 21 for the ball game. And Spring Arbor leads 73-69. 73-69, a 4-point difference. Underneath it goes, back to the basket. That is Jordan. Jordan, kick out pass, Rivera, 17-footer left elbow, good. Rivera with the 2-point bucket. She's got 6. And we're back to a 2-point ball game, 73-71. 73-71, right-handed pass. It goes. Tripp ends up dribbling it on the sideline out of bounds as she went to her knees to try to maintain possession of it. Ball goes out of bounds. It'll be Langston basketball down by 2, 73-71. 73-71, Langston down by 2. Lions have it. Sydney Onens back to Rivera. Rivera hit a jumper moments ago, and there's a seal shot, no good. That was it. Haley Jordan Thought she had the seal and the 2-point bucket. Shot no good on the other end, and now we're going to have a foul call. Who's it going to go against? And it appears that is going to be on Kalisa, and I think that's it for her. Nope. Yep, that is. Kalisa will foul out of the ball game with 4 points and 3:44 remaining in regulation. So she will check out of the ball game. Sydney Anons, who returns, also has 4 fouls. Langston basketball. Alex Long gets the return pass from Rivera. Spring Arbor showing pressure defense. Up by 2 are the Cougars. Lions have it. Langston. Langston pass across the lane. Coming away with the basketball is Jordan. Jordan's shot in the lane. Good. Haley Jordan with another 2. She's got 13 in the second half, 17 for the ball game, and we are tied 73-73. Backdoor cut. Trip, nothing there. Back to Nelson. 3:13 left to go in the game. Right side Long into the paint. Might have traveled with it. She did. Her pivot foot was set with her left, and then she picked that up and brought it back down. (73-73) our score. We are deadlocked. And we have a timeout on the floor, charged to Langston. So Langston, with 2:58 left to go in regulation, calls a timeout. They've got 2 remaining. This timeout brought to you by Casey's Bakery. Find your favorite bakery products at caseysbakery.com. Back with more from the DeWitt Gym right after this 30-second timeout. Rivera throwing the ball in for Langston. Plenty of time remaining, but you are getting down to that sweaty palms time. With it out front, Transu throws it into the paint. Spring Arbor showing a zone defense on this possession. Pass goes left corner for the lead. Langston, shot in the paint, no good. Rebound Long, and she's fouled on the play. Long came down with a rebound. The foul is going to be charged to Langston's Kamisha Moore. Moore whistled for her 3rd personal. And that is team foul number 4 on Langston. And now Spring Arbor will have the basketball with an opportunity to regain the lead. Spring Arbor basketball with it out front, Fleetwood. Fleetwood passes left wing. They look down low, dump it into the post. Nelson with the basketball. Nelson, nothing there, comes back right side. Kick out pass out front, Nelson, 10 to shoot. She's got it at the free throw line, picks up her dribble, goes right side back to Long. Long with the basketball, Alex Long, 3 to shoot. Puts it up, draws contact, and finishes. Alex Long with a 2-point basket. 75-73, Spring Arbor comes back with another 2-point bucket. And now a turnover on the other end. So Long moments ago with the basket. And now Spring Arbor gets the ball back. So Spring Arbor with an opportunity to take a 2-possession lead, and a foul on the play. A little bit over anxious on the inbounds play. Kamisha Moore, and Kamisha Moore has just picked up her 4th personal. So the Cougars will now shoot free throws. And shooting free throws will be Abby Fleetwood. Fleetwood has not scored yet, trying to extend it. Shot is up and good. No good. 75-73 the score. And another free throw on the way for Fleetwood. This one's up and through, so Fleetwood makes 1 of 2. It's a 3-point lead, 76-73. 76-73, and Langston turns it over again on the pass into the front court. They have had several turnovers tonight, have the Langston Lions, and they always seem to come at very inopportune times, but that combined with offensive rebounds has allowed Spring Arbor to gain the lead. And earlier it was Langston turning it over on a dribble up the sideline where they stepped out of bounds. This time they threw it out of bounds, and now Spring Arbor with a chance to take a 2-possession lead. They get it underneath Nelson. Nelson off the glass, no good, but she is fouled on the play. Haley Jordan called for the personal foul. That's her third. Beg your pardon, that's 4 on her. 4 on Haley Jordan. Alana Nelson to the free throw line. She has 23 points thus far and makes that one. And she's got another one on the way. Trying to extend this to a 5-point lead with 1:43 left to go. This one's up and good, so Nelson makes both free throws. And it's 78-73, and very nearly forcing a turnover in the front court was Spring Arbor and Sydney Onens. But Langston with it. Langston's got to execute well here. A couple of possessions in a row. They trail by 5. Throw it into the corner. Take a quick 3. Left shot, no good. Rebound tipped out. Controlled by Langston. No. Stepping on the end line out of bounds was Correa Kirksey. And now Spring Arbor has it back, leading by 5 and an opportunity to extend the lead. (78-73). Spring Arbor driving in. Nelson unable to hang on to the pass from Tripp. Here comes Langston with a chance to cut into the 5-point lead. With it out front, they're looking down low. And the ball is deflected out. Last touched by Spring Arbor and Abby Fleetwood. Well, Spring Arbor trying to zero in on their 24th win of the season and trying to earn a spot in the NAIA National Championship second round tomorrow evening. They'll play at 6 o'clock. The winner of this one gets the winner of Dordt and Oakland City. Spring Arbor, their first trip to the NAIA National Championship field since 1999. Pull-up jumper is up and good. A 2-point bucket left side by Langston's Kamisha Moore. Moore now with 10. And there is still time remaining, and Spring Arbor can't get loose with it now. Langston pressuring, and Langston very nearly forcing a turnover. They get the ball back. They've got a chance to tie it. Instead, it's Spring Arbor inbounding on the far sideline with 43 seconds remaining in the game. 21 seconds on the shot clock. This timeout brought to you by Casey's Bakery. Find your favorite bakery products at caseysbakery.com. Back with more in 30 seconds.
I wish I would have maybe done graduate work sooner, but the fact that I could do it when I had a growing family, the fact that Dordt kind of met me where I was at that time and where I still am, makes it manageable no matter what really season of life you're in. They understand that you're a working professional. I definitely feel equipped and ready to be a school leader. Just the way that Dordt structures things and the support that they provide for you sets you up for success.
Reminder that our pregame and postgame shows are brought to you by Wireless World, your Verizon authorized retailer with 7 locations in Northwest Iowa. Visit them at wirelessworld.com. Spring Arbor basketball. And Spring Arbor has the basketball. They'll milk the clock here. Tripp with it out front. Tripp guarded closely by Moore. Drives into the lane, and it's taken away. Intended for Fleetwood. Man, now a foul called on the sideline. It's going to be a hold called on Abby Fleetwood. That's number 3 on her. Team foul number 4 on Spring Arbor. So that was the last foul to give for Spring Arbor. Spring Arbor leading by 3. Shot clock is off. 27.2 seconds remaining. Bringing the basketball up the floor, Langston. Langston with a chance to tie it with a 3. Here's the 3 from the wing. It's good. 3-point basket for Correa Kirksey. Ties it at 78-78. So Kirksey moments ago missing a 3 from the corner. Gets that one to go from the top of the key. And now with 16.5 seconds remaining, Spring Arbor will call a timeout. 78-78 our score. We're going to keep it right here. This timeout is brought to you by Casey's Bakery. Find your favorite bakery products at caseysbakery.com. Also, we'll tell you that today's game day sponsors for the opening round of the NAIA Women's Basketball Championship, Four Brothers Bar and Grill, Econo Lodge, and Holiday Inn Express and Suites of Sioux Center. Also, American State Bank and American Investment and Trust. The Van Englenhoven Agency in Orange City. Game day sponsors for the first round. They're your trusted independent insurance agency in Northwest Iowa. And by Joe's TV and Appliance. We are tied 78-78. Biggest lead of the ball game was 11. That was for Spring Arbor near the end of the first half at 42-31. Spring Arbor got it back to 8. Langston got it back to 8 at 42-34. Started the second half with a run. Took a lead at 49-48, outscoring Spring Arbor in that stretch 15-6. And now we have another timeout on the floor. Timeout on the floor. This timeout brought to you by Casey's Bakery. Find your favorite bakery products at caseysbakery.com. Back with more from the DeWitt Gym in 30 seconds. Spring Arbor basketball as we resume play. Tie game. They'll hold for the final shot in all likelihood. Fleetwood with it out front. Goes to Nelson at the high post on the elbow. Nelson into the paint with the right hand. Off balance shot. Good. Nelson with a 2-point bucket. Here comes Langston back the other way. Driving in and a charging foul called. And hitting the floor hard is Alex Long. Long takes the brunt of that. Came down, it appeared awkwardly. And she had been dealing with cramps at the timeout. I'm not sure if that is what they are dealing with here. So a charging foul called, and they will clear the floor right now and allow Alex Long to be tended to. So moments ago it was Alana Nelson with the 2-point basket working into the paint for her 26th and 27th point of the game. And Long will check out of the ball game. Helped off of the floor by the staff. And now we have a timeout on the floor, and this timeout will be charged to Spring Arbor. Spring Arbor will inbound the basketball. 3.1 seconds remaining. Well, that got lost in the shuffle of this. There was a charging foul called on Langston. That ended the possession. Then our concern torn towards Alex Long, who drew that charge. And she was dealing with cramping issues in her legs during one of the timeouts. And now just simply trying to get her to a position where maybe she can walk out of the gym on her own. But looks like she's dealing with a lot of discomfort right now on the bench for Spring Arbor. In the meantime, Spring Arbor has a 2-point lead. They'll be inbounding in front of the scorers table. Their half of the floor with 3.1 seconds remaining and leading by 2. And basically, if they get it inbounded and they are fouled, they will likely have a chance to seal it with free throws. There still is time remaining, and if you're Langston, maybe you hold someone and don't even allow the ball to be inbounded and don't allow time to tick off the clock. Timeouts, everybody's out. Both teams have exhausted their timeout limits. And Spring Arbor is going to inbound the basketball. Spring Arbor looking to inbound. They get it into Nelson, and Nelson is held immediately. 2.2 seconds remaining. So she will go to the free throw line with an opportunity to ice it for Spring Arbor. Well, now for Spring Arbor, their thoughts turn to tomorrow, and Alex Long, who has played such a pivotal role for their team, dealing with cramps in that leg, it appears, and those don't always go away right away. So they will try to get her ready to go for tomorrow. It looks like they will be playing tomorrow unless something strange happens. Alana Nelson makes the first free throw. Second one on the way. This one's up, and that one skips off, no good. Here comes Langston, a shot to win it, and it's short, no good. And that's your final score. Spring Arbor 81, Langston 78. Spring Arbor advances on in tournament play. They're 24-7. Langston's season comes to an end with a 24-8 mark. Let's take a 2-minute break, and we'll be back with a recap of tonight's contest between Langston and Spring Arbor. We'll be back with highlights and a 2-minute break right after this.
Welcome to Sioux Center, Iowa, life in the center of everything. Where we connect with friends, coworkers, family, and the great outdoors, knowing that in Sioux Center, you're never far from making the next great memory. And we grow great companies that make cutting-edge breakthroughs to make life better here and around the world. And when it's time to play, we keep friendship, family, and a bright future at the center of everything.
American State Bank is celebrating our 50th anniversary, and we couldn't have made it this far without your support. For us, banking just scratches the surface. We pride ourselves in our commitment to our communities, building meaningful relationships with our customers, and doing our best to have some fun along the way. We're proud to be a locally owned and operated bank, supporting the communities we serve. Thank you for choosing American State Bank. We can't wait to see what the next 50 years have in store.
Welcome back to the DeWitt Gym, where our final score found Spring Arbor advancing on in tournament play. With an 81-78 final score, Spring Arbor scores a late basket and then a free throw, and they seal it away. Langston tonight, 32 of 59. They battled back from an 11-point deficit. Led briefly in the second half on a few different occasions, but it was always Spring Arbor, it seemed, in control. And Spring Arbor takes advantage of 17 offensive rebounds. And they also took advantage of 20 Langston turnovers to convert 28 of 70 field goals, while Langston was 32 of 59 in the contest this evening from the field. Spring Arbor 18 of 23 on free throws, Langston 8 of 9. Final numbers for Spring Arbor. Alana Nelson, 28 points on 9 of 17 shooting. Alex Long, 23 points on 9 of 22 shooting. Eliza Tripp, 19 points. 4 points for Elena Kaleza before she fouled out of the contest. Leading the way for Langston, Cameron Shelley, 9 of 15 from the floor, 20 points. Haley Jordan, 17 points. Kamisha Moore had 10. Leading rebounder for Spring Arbor was Elena Kaleza with 9. And Alana Nelson had 8. For Langston, who finished their year with a 24-8 mark. 7 rebounds each for Haley Jordan and Kamisha Moore. So Spring Arbor advances on in tournament play. They will meet the winner of Dordt and Oakland City tomorrow evening at 6 o'clock. And you can watch that game right here on the Dordt Media Network. That'll be NAIA National Championship second round play. That's going to do it for our broadcast. For those tuning in for the Dordt versus Oakland City contest, you'll have to back out of the Dordt Media Network app, come back in, and you will be able to watch it as we restart the stream.